The Dallas Mavericks are getting hot at the right time, specifically at home. The Mavs are 19-4 over their last 23 games at American Airlines Center, which makes sense why they want that home court advantage so badly. But let me ask you this, Richie Whitt. Are the Mavs NBA title contenders?
Let's don't get ahead of ourselves. Again, it's been a decade since they won a playoff series.
True.
And I hope the Mavericks don't feel that way. I think Jason Kidd's going to be good about let's don't put the cart before the horse. I saw today somebody on social media saying, I can't wait for that second round matchups with the Grizzlies. And I'm like, just relax. We've lost 6 series in a row. I haven't won a playoff series in a decade. So, I mean, the answer to your question is probably yes, but I'm going to whisper it. I'm not going to yell it because I want them to stay as focused and as hungry. Like the immediate goal is winning a playoff game and then maybe closing out a series for the first time in a decade. Then we can see about matchups and so forth. But you're right. Getting a home court advantage is key. Luka Doncic averaging almost 30 points a game at home.
Wild.
That's the highest. And Dirk played here for a while. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah.
That's the most points averaged at home in Mavericks history. So Luka in AAC is about as good as it gets in the NBA. And yes, they desperately need that home court.
Speaking of Mavs star Luka Doncic, he just got his 21st 30-point triple-double against the Los Angeles Lakers, and he tied Wilt Chamberlain. So let's talk about Luka and how incredible he is. But I do want to ask you, how have you seen his game evolved from his time when he joined the Mavericks to now?
You know, he's had 2 evolutions, if you ask me, because when he came here, he wasn't sure if his game would translate to NBA. He knew he was a great player, but he's like, can I bring this, what I call slow-mo style to the NBA, where everybody's the best athletes in the world?
Yeah.
And yes, it did, but it took him a while to, to do the Euro step and to just play the game at his pace.
A little bit quicker pace.
Yeah, and that happened over a couple of years. This year, he's also had a transformation.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd's so different with him than Rick Carlisle was. And I think that took maybe a month. We look back at the record, the Mavericks, the way they started, they won, they went reeled off a stretch of 31-11. And that's Luka being Luka. And not only getting to the rim and taking a shot when he wants to, but he's become even a better passer. And I think he trusts his teammates more than he has in the past. Pass the ball to Reggie Bullock on the hot streak he's on. That'll help anybody's game. But Luka's amazing. We got to start talking about him in MVP race again.
Absolutely.
Slow start, but I think he's been as good as anybody the last 3 months.
People at the AAC will agree with you. They have the MVP chance going every game at home, which is also adds a little bit of that mental niceness when you play at home. But Luka is saying all the right things as well, saying it's not about me. I want my whole goal all of this time has been a championship. He hopes that he can get a lot more triple doubles. It's been Reggie Bullock, however, that has been exceeding expectations, more so than any Mavs fan could have guessed. Over his last 2 games, he's shooting 63% from beyond the arc. That's insane. And of course, he's got Luka just dishing them to him in the corner. I mean,
Luka's got a pretty good basketball IQ. He knows the hot shooter and he knows how to find him,
How important is Reggie's game to this team as they move forward to close out regular season and into the playoffs?
I mean, Reggie Bullock was brought here primarily for his defense and then some 3-point shooting. But with Tim Hardaway Jr. gone, we've had to count on him more for the shooting. We need to bottle this stretch up and take it to the postseason because right now, you watch the games. Whenever he's open in the corner, you're like, chalk it, count it.
Yeah.
Last night he made a 35-footer, and you're like, it was like a layup for him.
63% isn't so bad.
And that we all know that's fool's gold. It doesn't last. Dorian Finney-Smith goes through stretches where he's hot. Maxi Kleber goes through stretches where he's hot. Tim Hardaway went through real stretches, and Bullock's not going to make 63% in the playoffs. Right. But he's
capable of it.
He's confident, and that's a huge thing. Is teams know they can't leave him open because he had this stretch.
Right.
We can't just double team Luka and leave him open. So I mean, Luka's got a lot of weapons to throw to, and that's the hottest one going right now.
Yeah, for sure. So as the Mavs enter this very important stretch of the regular season as well as into the playoffs, every game counts in the Western Conference. But what is it that the Mavs need to make sure they accomplish during the regular season so that they can feel prepared heading into a playoff series.
You know, Lucas said it after the Lakers game. The Lakers game was an epic blowout. It reminded me of the Mother's Day Massacre of 2011 when the Mavericks knocked the Lakers out on their way to the title.
They led by 38.
Yeah, 38. You don't do that to, well, it wasn't LeBron's Lakers, but the Lakers.
Yeah.
But what Lucas said after the game, I thought was really good. And, you know, you said something earlier about what Lucas says the right things. He always says the right things, doesn't he?
He's been saying the
He's
right
had
things
some, you know, he gets mad at the officials and gets some technical fouls. But off the court, he's been as good as you could expect. And he always says the right things. Now, they're kind of boring, kind of vanilla.
Right.
But he never gets tricked into saying something too grandiose. And they ask him outside, is this a championship team? And he's like, we got to get better on defense. As good as they've been on defense, he sees rotations that are a little bit slow and man-to-man defense that could be ball defense that could be a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that's good. He wants the Mavericks' strength to get even stronger.
Yeah.
If they can do that, then the sky's the limit.
Wow. Defense wins championships.